Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, surging in new polling for the presidential primary, all because of his social media strategy to really place a mirror in front of Donald Trump's childish attacks he makes on other people. Governor Gavin Newsom essentially doing what Trump does, and then Trump fans all saying, this is unbecoming of a governor. And he's going, yeah, I know. I'll play a few clips.
Approve the press office tweets that go out from your...
So the question is, do you personally approve the tweets?
There is we have a kill switch.
Yeah.
So to the extent that I don't kill it.
I want to know which tweets didn't make the cut.
And I guess
how many do you kill?
Less every day.
So there he is, less every day. And listen, I'm not a huge fan of Governor Gavin Newsom, but I have to tell you, he's accused of being this slick used car salesman. I understand that. I do. But nobody is fighting more right now for simple democracy, simple protection of the Constitution than Gavin Newsom. Really, nobody is. And again, the more I've heard of his story and his upbringing, I'm sure there's, certain privileges that come with it. But the dude worked his way up in the restaurant industry. He's made mistakes. Again, they're going to, he cheated on his wife with his campaign manager's wife or something crazy like that when it was in San Francisco. If I'm him and I go to a debate, I literally start with that. I'm the governor of the fourth largest economy in the world. I've made terrible mistakes in the past. I've cheated. I've actually, whatever, do the Eminem, lay it all out there and just say, but I'm willing to fight like hell to restore our democracy. So I guess Gavin's also going to, start up a meme coin.
We're about to put a meme coin out. And you know what, Donald Trump, we'll see how well your coin does versus our coin.
Is it going to be called Gavin coin?
No, it's, I think, Trump corruption coin.
Oh, okay. That's a little long.
This is one of the great grifters of our time. This is just jaw-dropping. And none of this is normal. Again, none of this is funny. It's funny in one respect, but it's extraordinary what's going on.
And of course, several days before Trump was inaugurated as president, he and his wife both created coins, e-coins, meme coins, shit coins that brought several $1 billion into their bank accounts, to the point where in the first several months of his presidency, he's increased his net worth. The net worth that took him 75 or whatever years to build, he's increased it by 40% just in 1 quarter of a year. So again, is that a grifter in chief? I don't know how you call it anything but that. Here is Gavin Newsom also saying Trump does not want another election.
I don't think Donald Trump wants another election. You think for a second I have 24 Trump 2028 hats. His folks keep sending me.
Now, I personally don't think Trump makes it to the end of his term. That's just me. He's old. He's got that, heart disease going on, whatever, the swollen ankles. He's an old guy. I don't see it happening. But, and by the way, if he does pass before whenever Trump passes, there will be conspiracies about the death. Absolutely, there will be conspiracies. There have been assassination attempts on him. With that said, this idea of Trump running in 2028, you have to take it seriously because he has mentioned it enough times. He's creating campaign merge. So for all the people that say, oh, he's only kidding, well, we can no longer hide behind jokes when you're the president, because we've seen him say, oh, I don't know anything about Project 2025. My campaign's got nothing to do with that. And then we find out he's literally following Project 2025 to a T. So, again, the gerrymandering of Texas is an attempt to right all of the political wrongs that he knows they're going to face, because folks are going to be pissed off when they realize the casual constituent, by the way, wouldn't that be a great podcast? The casual constituent. Folks are going to realize how effed they are when their insurance premiums go up, as grocery prices continue to rise, as tariffs are a tax on Americans and whatnot.
And you think he's going to run again?
Who spends $200 million on a ballroom at their home and then leaves?
That ballroom was privately funded, again, which is the problem. Who's giving $200 million to privately fund a ballroom, and what are they getting in return? No such thing as a free lunch.
The House. This is serious, guys. This is serious.
So it'll be Newsom Trump in 28.
No, this guy doesn't believe in free, fair elections. He tried to wreck this country. Were you there January 6th? I think Fox was. At least they were in a lawsuit. They seem to have lost any memory of that. Shareholders didn't. I mean, he tried to light democracy on fire.
And again, hard to argue that. He's caught on tape speaking to Georgia officials, trying to find thousands of extra votes. He spent hours watching the insurrection take place when people were begging him to send in the National Guard. He claimed he didn't have the authority to send in the National Guard. And now he has sent in the National Guard to D.C. and other major cities. So these are the types of things that people have a hard time reckoning with, because either there's some real confirmation bias or there's something going on in the brain of people where they don't realize that you need fairness on both sides, or it'll come back to bite you in the ass. This has happened for years with Mitch McConnell not approving Democratic Supreme Court justice picks because you're a lame duck president. And then when it goes in the other direction, they do it. I mean, they basically are just lying in plain sight. How about this? We'll get back to Gavin Newsom in a second. But how about this? America is accused of conducting covert operations in Greenland. What the heck?
This diplomatic firestorm is really unfolding in Greenland. This morning, reports surfaced in Denmark's national broadcast that its security services were monitoring the activities of 3 U.S. individuals, saying that they were trying to start or ground source a separatist movement, driving a wedge between Greenland and Denmark.
How great. And of course, Trump has wanted to buy Greenland, right? And again, sure, yeah, it would be great to have for a lot of good reasons, but you just can't have what's not yours, right? Or what are you going to invade it, right? So, between making Canada the 51st state and Greenland and the wars with Brazil and Mexico, I say wars lightly. I mean, these tariff wars and things like that. It's like this idea that you can run the government the way you run business with a heavy fist takes out the notion that you need to have political friendships in order to live in a globalized world. You can't just rule with an iron fist because there's other countries that have, spent the last couple decades evolving, and we've just been fighting with each other, getting nothing done. Half building $1 billion, wind turbine plant, and then getting rid of, we've just been dicking around, and we're literally watching other countries pass us by. So because of all of that, it is no surprise that Gavin Newsom is surging in new 2028 primary polls. California Governor Gavin Newsom's support among Democrat voters surged in another poll. And again, we don't need to get into the specifics of the numbers because it's so far away, but you're going to see this. Who right now, when you have no real political capital, right? The Democrats don't control the House, the Senate, the executive branch. So who the hell is going to find a way to make change, to speak truth to power? And regarding the ticky-tackiness of specific policies or how he's governed this or governed that, who is the fighter? Right now, Gavin Newsom is. Will other political leaders step in line and start doing that? Yet to be seen. All right, that's it for me. We'll be back in the morning. Boy, we're almost at Friday. Can you believe this? Everyone get your tropical smoothie cafes ready for tomorrow. It's going to be a tropical Friday. We'll see you then. I'm Dave, and this is The Rush.